Okay.
Hmm.
Is there anything in particular that you really wanted to look at?
Um, no, I mean, working with Ostrowski, like before, the main topics we were focusing on were levels 1 through 3 and key abilities. Um, so maybe still that. I feel like I've been improving in that regard, but I'm not sure if there's something more specific or just different that we could look at. He also did say yesterday he wants us to try to identify. I think you might have been there. He wants us to identify patterns in our opponent and punish them for those patterns that they're making. Like if I know, for example, every time I walk up, Zaya will press Q on me, so I know that I could get her to waste her Q or something.
Okay.
Hypothetical.
It's like levels 1 to 3 and then patterns.
Yeah, and like key abilities, I guess, which would be
Okay.
like my root.
Okay. So, um, looking at Zaya and Rakan versus Caitlyn and Zyra, how do you think, or what do you think the lane should be played, or any notes?
Um, I think if we're well, first of all, I think we can control the wave better, and I think that if we're able to shove, we can threaten them really hard with the range advantage, hit the tower, and poke them out. Um, Also, if Rakan presses W, I can pretty much always follow up with my root and punish.
Yeah, so you said if you get shoved, so do you think you do get shoved in this lane?
Yeah, I think that we have the superior wave control.
And why?
We have the range advantage into Rakan, who's melee, and I have AoE spells. Rakan's AoE he is also his engage, so he can't just W the wave without getting punished.
Mm-hmm. And Caitlyn also outranges Zaya.
Yeah,
Zaya has like 525 or something like that, right? Yep,
that was Caitlyn 550 or 600 or something.
600.
Yeah, yeah, Caitlyn's range is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so here
Uh,
I communicated to 4 point and they said okay, uh, but I guess they didn't know what that meant.
yeah. So in this kind of lane, like because you basically inherently, as the champions that you are, you should get wave shove. Whether you need whether you have the bush or not, like you should have wave shove. And the only thing that you need to really look out for if you don't ward the bush early is if Rakan like W's you level 1, which you can
Yeah,
just
that's
avoid that by walking closer to the wall when you enter, right?
so okay. Yeah, the reason I worded was to make sure we knew where he was for the level 1 cheese. Wait, that makes sense. I could just walk the other way. So you're saying that I should keep my ward to protect from a jungle gank or even have sweeper? Because we knew we were gonna be uh I don't want to say weak side, but I think no, we're not weak side actually. I think it's hard to remember because game 2 is so fresh in my mind. Not this is game 1, but I think we knew that Cannon might not gank right away. I think he might impact top, and he said he would have to see how it goes or something. So I wasn't sure jungle pathing.
Yeah, because I think that in this lane, it's since like having or not having the ward bush isn't like critical. You could keep it, but like you could award it too. But in this context, it's probably better to like keep it if that makes sense because it doesn't like you can get um you can control the wave better than Rakan and Zai ever will, and even if they like do engage on you, one you could avoid it, or two like I'm pretty sure they would well, yeah, like you can just avoid it entirely. And then when the lane continues on a little further into the game, you can just get the bush back.
Okay, that makes sense. So would you start sweeper or
I would
keep the
just
ward?
keep the ward. Unless if you really intend to like play in bush and just poke them that way, but you said that Cannon wasn't intending to impact bot early, so if you did play in bush, it might be like you might be punished by like an early poppy roam or something, like a poppy gank or something.
Yeah, and I thought that I wanted to stand close to Caitlyn, not directly on top, but close enough to where if Rakan tries to engage, I can root. So
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
I play the game this way. Red. Change this to this. Since Rel is starting top, what you could do is just go to lane earlier, right?
Um, yeah, that makes sense. I think I wanted to see if they were starting our blue, and I asked Caitlyn to ward it, but then he said that he didn't actually have to ward it because she's not gonna start blue. I'm like, okay. I'm not sure how he knows that she won't start blue though.
Fair
I mean, I
enough.
guess if, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like if they know we're stronger bot, maybe Poppy expects us to play up, and then if Poppy starts blue, she could gank us and then go take her bot side. Um, it's kind of hard because I think 3v3 we're way stronger. Um, but Poppy does counter rel, right? So it's not that easy. Oh yeah, this felt bad.
Yeah, like I just kind of like felt it that it would have been good to like ward the tribush, right?
Yeah, maybe since I didn't have my ward, maybe I should have asked Caitlyn to ward it after like this wave here or something.
Yeah, so like somewhat like you can even like ward it like like somewhat soon. Maybe you get like the level 2 prio, and then if they're not gonna walk up to you, then you just go and ward it now because like um jungle clear timers, right? It's usually like obviously every jungle clears differently, and that's something to like consider and to like also like factor in. But like if you put a ward down when you know you have like push and they're not going to do anything, then that protects you at least if they're going to do like either their rotation or like a level 3 sorry, a 3 camp thing.
Yeah, I have sweeper um after my base, so maybe I should have asked Caitlyn to ward it.
Yeah, because I would have like made sure this goes in, or even like I would
Yeah,
have
we just
like
have time, right? We could
yeah.
just space the Poppy gank, and she can't really do anything. I mean, the wave is weird, right? She could still make sure the wave is weird for us, but at least we're not forcing my flash.
Yeah, cause like thematically, right? Thematically, Caitlyn, Zyra are gonna push, and then like all you gotta watch out for is like Rakan Flash W and Poppy, right? That's it.
Yeah.
So like if you deny that and like here it's a little too late, but like they're already here already. Just like in these kind of like, thematically like thematic kind of lanes, it's good to like because they know you're gonna want to push. Like because you want to push and they know you want to push, they're gonna do something to you when the lane is pushed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's something that you can talk about before the lane starts, right? Where it's like, we think Poppy's gonna like level 3 gank, right?
Yeah, I
And
think
then
I
you can
asked
prepare for
Cannon.
that.
I think he did say 3 camp gank, so I was like, all right, we want to really get this wave in. Um,
So at a 3 camp gank, you
yeah.
want to get your ward down before like 2:30 or like 2:15, like before then or like around then if you can. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Um, and like sometimes if you know if it's not gonna hit, then it's not like you can just leave, just not through your ability, right? Like sometimes in lane, because then it's
Oh,
like, oh, you
Q.
don't have like Q, then like maybe we can like maybe they'll look at you or something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, like I was just threatening to keep them away from the wave,
But you
and
don't
I
need
didn't
to
have to
throw
queue.
it to
Yeah.
keep them away from the wave.
Yeah, that's true.
And then we already talked about this warding thing.
I thought Poppy would return gank, but she didn't. Or maybe she's just hovering or something.
Mm-hmm. If you like stack the wave, do you think it would have been an opportunity to dive them potentially?
Yeah, I think so.
So then that would be something that you're communicating with like Rel, right? Like way back here, something about this wave, right? Maybe in this instead of like, well, I guess like,
I communicated to let it shove back toward us so that there was room for Rel to gank them.
yeah.
So maybe it was the wrong call. Because I was saying maybe they'll walk up and Rel, because I know that there's no ward there because I swept it. So I thought that maybe Rakan would look knowing that I don't have flash. I do think that the dive angle makes sense too.
Yeah, like Rel could also be more patient, and then you just like, shove this wave in, and then you can like poke him and dive him. I think it's what you tried to do here, but it's like you have to commit, right? It's like we didn't like we could have like totally dove there if we like just hit the wave a little bit more, right?
Yeah, I think we still dive.
Okay.
I think Cannon called for it, but we just trade flashes.
Yeah, but then I would feel that there would be something more guaranteed there if we just had a better wave.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Something that you could do to consider like situations like this when they know that you're backing and that they're like hard shoving, like you could just stay off vision and just like pretend to base and then you
And
just
then
walk
catch
up
it.
and catch it at least for a brief
Yeah.
moment. And if they like do walk up, then it's better for you because Caitlyn got her base off, right? And then they're like, oh, like
Right.
she's holding it. Because you
Yeah.
eventually get to base.
Right. And Zyra's
Right?
or Zaya is still off the map because or she's still her base timer is delayed, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
And
that makes
then
sense.
like even if you like if they contest, like well, it's like still winning for you because like um Caitlyn got to base, you are just doing your thing, like and if you do hold it for a second, that's another second that you gain from the wave moving closer and it being farther away and Caitlyn getting to walk, right? And then you just like watch out for like uh the Rakan like W and then that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Here I was telling them Rakan could be roaming mid. And since he's not, then I asked if we could do. Actually, I think they chunked Poppy out mid, and then I asked if we could dragon on that timer, and Cannon said yes. So okay, there's the Poppy. So we see she's low and no flash. So
Mm-hmm. Where's Poppy gonna be?
Well, her red buff is spawning, so probably bot side.
Yeah, and we probably would have known here where we saw her last, right? She came from top side to gank mid, and she has blue buff on her.
Yeah, yeah.
So that means the red buff would have timed out, so therefore she's going to go bot side right after this streak, or on her reset. So not a
Yeah,
bad
that makes sense.
idea to ward, right? And then we see her. How do we see her? Oh, we have a pink here.
And I said here I wanted to waste Poppy's time by playing like on the edge of my
Yeah.
range.
Mm-hmm. When's your flash back up? Your flash is back up. So you could consider to like, you know, play more parallel.
I think we were afraid of Poppy sitting in that brush, getting like waiting to hex flash forward on us.
You could use a W, right? Just like walk away and then just like also put a W too. Or like Q it or something if you wanted to.
Yeah, that is true. I don't know if Poppy was like sitting in the alcove or in the bush or if she based.
Um, when did Herald happen?
When we were
Here.
wasting Poppy's time, yeah.
Yeah.
I waited for like 30 gold for sorcerer's shoes. I don't know if that was. I mean, I think it's correct because I get the move speed from the tier 2 boots.
If there's nothing going on the map, that's fine. But like if there's something, then you have to go, right?
Yeah.
Um, when did you use your R earlier?
It was level 5 before.
Oh no, you have R. It just shows that you don't.
Oh, yeah, it's a bug.
Something that you could consider is like since you know, does Rakan have flash? Since you know that Rakan
I
has
think he
flash,
does.
because you never used it now, right? It's not bad to like just like you know put down your R so that you like just don't get on you, right? Like early, preemptively, like further up. So then you just
Um,
deny their engage.
that's true. I felt like if Zaya isn't close enough, that them CCing us it didn't kill us here, and if they run into our tower, we can turn, which is what they did. Like if Zaya's not hitting, then I'm not afraid of getting CC'd really. She was too far.
Okay.
Um, I agree though. Like if Zaya was like threatening to basic attack on the CC or Q auto E, then I would have looked to use it to peel. This was awkward. I think Cannon just wanted to get the
Clear
ward.
the pink
He
ward.
honestly he should have let me just hit it from range or just walk away even.
Yeah.
Because we used our CDs, our tempo is running out.
Where did? Oh.
Yeah, Jax can't, Jax like TP'd or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you just like definitely like just hit it from range. And then they don't have incentive to let go. And then this fight is better. I don't really
I
play
accidentally tanked
Zyros.
tower.
Yeah, that's okay.
I literally I pressed QW to poke, and then I looked top for a second with my F key, and then I took 2 tower shots. I was like, oops.
Do you have screen flash on damage?
Uh, probably. I don't know. I mean maybe, probably. I think I
Uh,
do. I think I do. I think I just zone it. I just tune it out. Like I noticed it, and then I press space, and I was like, oh,
you see Rakan here, so you could just like early base because the wave is running out, and then like be up here or prepare to do something else with your time. Right? Because you know that Zaya is in no threat of anything happening to her, and then you would actually be mid for this.
Okay, so you're saying I don't have to help Caitlyn shove that wave. I should just base.
Yeah, because then she also gets like solo turret gold too, right? Like wait, like here, I was like, oh, see, like this is fine, shoving wave, and then that,
We see Recon now. So
yeah.
then I should
So
say, okay, I'm basing.
or
I
like
wanted to help
another
the
thing is
plate
like help
though.
the play, right? So
Yeah, because it's running out in 10 seconds. And
and
then
then
I
now
wanted
you
to
can
base.
go, right? Just drop a QW and then you can peace out, or a EW with your plants.
I that makes sense. And then I told them, I said, wait for me, wait for me, wait for me. So
No
I
wave
did
now.
communicate that. Yeah, yeah. Leandries is that much closer, I guess.
We could ward closer this way, because it doesn't see this part here. If they
Okay,
walk
true,
against the wall.
true.
Okay, you saw them base on the mid. That's just like a mechanical thing. You just throw it, you know, a tad bit earlier. Your
Oh, my
E,
E?
yeah, with the
Oh,
Aurelia stun, but that's okay.
yeah. Oh, yeah. We were trying to just leave because I think we thought that we were gonna get rotated on, and I felt like I was out of position. So I just wanted to survive and leave.
Rel, okay, okay. Objectives are a
Yeah.
struggle.
So okay. So here I was saying I want to get mid priority and vision control, and we need rel. And then Mitch said we can walk up, and I said I can't walk in there. And then he walked in there, and then Poppy was waiting to E flash or flash E. So I was communicating like I'd like to group get prio or vision control. So we see he used sweeper there. I actually really like the ward in the mid lane. I don't know if it's like wasted for the objective, but it feels pretty good to see if they're
Like
looking for
walking
prio.
somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think where is it? Like, can we take this any faster? Like, just smite it, no? And then Rumble, like, put some damage on
Oh,
it,
it's
and then it's
two
dead.
charges.
And
Yeah.
then he goes to the wave fast, right? Because
Excuse
the
me.
cannon will tank 8 shots or something like that. So he can just help with this, take this, and then just go here, no?
Uh, I mean it makes sense to me.
Yeah, and then this way it frees up your, well, at least it like quickens your tempo just by a little bit, enough for you to like be on the map together to ward, because this is like you like being up here is illegal right now. And then like maybe like you're together here, and then you take the scuttle together, and then together you walk to like get vision, or like you ward over walls and stuff, because like Poppy just hex flashes and kills your ADC right here.
Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, I knew I couldn't walk there. Yeah, maybe I should communicate that he can't walk there either, because it's kind of the same. Like, it's not like I'm an Alistair or something.
Okay, that's fine. Do we have wards? Are we going to go ward? No, no wards.
No, I just placed the one for the Baron.
At this point,
I have 3.
yeah. Let's see what you did with them.
Okay, ramp, mid, and then 1 by Baron.
There's already one here.
Yeah, I do that a lot actually. So I want to have vision in that area, and just because there's a ward already there, it's gonna be destroyed because you can only have 3. So I'm just
Yeah,
refreshing the duration.
because it's gonna be another minute that this is up.
Yeah, but I knew I was gonna base, so I would just replace my 3 wards and base is what I wanted to do. Unless you think I should stay on the map.
Because in this way, you get to put one over here.
Yeah, but the timing would be different, right? Because I would have to wait for the, like, if I was trying to maximize the duration of that one ward, I would have to wait. But I think I wanted to base.
It's not like the thing here is you're warding in preparation for your Baron, right? So like if you have cause since you're all walking together, right, and they're mid, this kind of gives you an opportunity to like do what you want, right? So you can put one here, put one like here, put one here, and then base. And if they clear it,
Okay.
it's fine, right? But then this way you have everything covered, and instead of leaving like it like gives you more coverage. And even if this, like, sure, it lasts for, sure, you can refresh it, but I think having like more information is more important than keeping this ward up for longer.
Okay, yeah, so you're saying that there's the opportunity costs of me warding where I did, and I should ward in this quadrant. Because, like, I know we don't really control it for long, right? Like, we get mid shove, and then we can walk in, and then we're leaving. So, like, if I did ward those areas, I'd want to ward a little resilient, so that they don't get swept so easily.
Yeah, so we can put one here, put one like maybe like here, and if like it does get swept, like sure, that's fine, right? But then at least you know like where they're walking and what their intentions are. Because right now you don't really know like what's going on or what their rotations look like. Because if you
When
have
does
like a ward in this area, it'll show you like are they moving top to clear the wave, or are they moving top to go to the Baron, or what's going on?
yeah, that makes sense. How long is it until dragon spawns?
2?
2 minutes, right? So I think I wanted defensive vision to make sure the enemy wasn't rushing Baron, and then I wanted to get a reset off to prep dragon.
Yeah, because in this case, you would have seen Talia coming here, them clearing this, so you know that they're coming here, right? So you know they're already coming here. You would see Talia here. You would also still see the Poppy and the Rakana and the Zaya walking through this area into this bush. And even if they did sweep it, you would still know where they are, at least for the next like 5-10 seconds, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess me placing those first two wards is just like it's not like they're bad, but like it wasn't as efficient as it could have been. That makes sense.
It's because like again, it's like resources versus time, right? It's like resources and like knowledge. Resources like knowledge is a resource, right? So it's like the resource of knowledge that you are gaining is more important than keeping this ward alive for slightly longer. Because it's not like this ward sees the rotation from here either, right?
I mean,
And
it,
it's
it
just
does
slightly
allow.
up, and then like you did ward it in their face on the wave, so they know that this is warded, right? They even
Yeah,
pinged it
yeah,
too.
but it does show process of elimination. You know what I mean? Like if we see the ramp and mid and we know they're not there, then they would have to go like over the dragon pit to get behind Caitlyn. So if Caitlyn hovers the bot side, then she's safe. But I mean, I agree. I agree with what you're saying. I just I'm trying to explain that I had like a thought process behind it. Oh, here I feel like I was in a bad spot.
Right? And if we have like this warded, right? Or like up here, you would just maybe seen. Let me see.
Probably.
Yeah. How do they rotate down? From this area, right?
Yeah. Then I wouldn't have been in a bad spot.
But also, you would have known that they're coming this way. And process of elimination again, if you're shoving wave, they're gonna wanna either like go this way, which is kind of end if we're all sitting together, or go this way. But it's
Yeah.
like Poppy and Rakan and Talia, right? So it's like who really wins here?
Um. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I knew that if they engage on me, then we can chain CC them and we win the fight. So that's why I wasn't so scared. But after my team rotated away, then I felt like, oh, I'm in a bad spot. I'm in a bad spot.
Mm-hmm. Dragon is spawning. At least we reset together, walk together. A little sus, but that's okay.
What is?
Do things together as a team now, right? Because if you don't know where they are, right, this is like free pickums.
Okay, they could be over the Raptors like Flash Recon W.
Yeah, or like
Okay.
he can like be like he can E, right? He can RE, and then especially if Zaya was here, right? RE, and you're just like really close, and your team isn't super close to you, right? So like shove mid wave together, get vision together, right? And now you get to get vision together. See how much safer you feel.
Yeah.
And it's always good to like, if you can, like drop a regular ward, right? Because then like the scanner's short time is short, and like whereas like the what is it, the pink wards, they're like permanently visible, and stealth wards are they just disappear. And if their scanner runs out, they'll have to use another one.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think I pinked that. I'm pretty sure I didn't.
Yeah, we have money on back that we could have spent to get pink wards. I don't think so. Did we? Surely.
Um.
Surely.
No, I think I had exactly enough for Leandries. Wait, I'm not sure. I knew there was one reset where I sold the pink word to finish my Leandries faster.
This one?
Probably. Yeah, because it's yeah, yeah.
Okay. Rel has pink money for pink ward.
Yeah, I asked the team. I said, "Can I sell my pink to get Landry's?" And they said, "Yeah, it's fine. I have pink wards." I'm like, "Okay."
Okay. Okay, so we're talking about Aurelia TP, right?
Yes,
We're
yes.
talking let's get mid pro and the ward together as a team.
Yeah, I'm always communicating like I want to get priority, I want to get vision control, and then I asked Seaborg. I said, if you're gonna split, we need you to TP to be here early. And I think he said I'm getting tier 2 for free up here. And then I said, okay, we'll play to let him push, I guess, and just poke them out. But I'm not sure if it's right to have him TP sooner or to just play for the poke like we did.
What do you think about being behind your team here after they've, like, at this point, instead of walking up through this way to play further down this way, behind Rel?
Um,
I
can you
know you're
pause it?
looking for an angle.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking if they go in, that gives me a really good opportunity to walk up and root ult. But also, this allows me to press WQ into the brush there by mid, standing up here. And like if I stand behind my team, that completely gives up their access to mid, then they might just shove mid instead. So I don't know. I wanted to kind of cover mid and the river at the same time, and also look for the angle. And I know if I stack on Caitlyn, that can like Poppy ult can land on 2 people, and Rakan can come down on 2 people. So I don't want to stand on Caitlyn in the skirmish exactly. I shouldn't have hit the dragon. Rel still got it. I was trying to like root them.
Yeah, I think we just play a little slower, right? We dance a little longer. We can hold maybe Rumble alt a little longer. I guess they got like clumped in, but I don't think you won it because it was great. I think you won it because they inted. Thoughts?
Um, okay, can you go back to where I make the decision to go up? Yeah. So like around, I guess around here, and then pause. So yeah, they don't have to clump into the pit. They can kind of play, but I mean, I
Cause
guess if they see me split, they could engage on me, but then that opens up like they're walking into the what's it called? They're walking into the jungle where Rel and Rumble can ult everybody if they go on me.
so they take this area. You know that they know that you're away, and that Rakan should ward. Smile, and it's a
Yeah,
four v
Rakan should
five,
ward.
and then we just have Omega Zone, uh, and then Zaya just hit, and then just play that way, right? Because they don't need to have like all 5 of them sitting in the pit like this, right? It's just Poppy,
Yeah.
Zaya on it, far away, Talia like zoning, like maybe like using her W more, like better, and then Jax is like out here. And then you play a lot harder, and then this TP goes in, and perhaps it's winning anyways. But they could have played
Uh,
it definitely better.
yeah, the enemy team, yeah.
Because, like, if they're zoning you, you don't get to walk up and for free and press W. I mean, press like R on them like that.
Yeah, I guess
If you're like
also the thing is
walking
like,
in here, like to like in my opinion, if you're like here and like obviously this would be warded, and I see this, you're dead on my screen kind of situation.
Yeah, I mean, I guess by me splitting, I'm deciding like I'm not obviously I'm deciding I'm playing for the angle instead, and if the enemy team plays it properly, they should just take dragon. But then after they take dragon, what are they gonna do? Because they're still in there. They're still in the river, and now they're pinched.
Cause
Even if like
like I would
I don't
go
know.
if I was your team, this team here, I would go and kill you, right? And then you're dead, and now it's a 5v4.
Mm, yeah, I mean I agree. It's just I feel like if they walk into me, they're getting rooted and ulted, and then my team kills them.
If you're counting flashes, then that's like something else to consider. But if you don't know about like flashes, then that's something more to like think about, right?
Yeah, I mean, it does look like I'm out of position, and like it makes sense. I don't know. It's hard for me to explain. I felt like I had more power standing there. Like I felt more like I could impact the fight more by being there. That's how I felt. But maybe it's just because I'm used to people not um playing correctly. Maybe I'm not expecting them to play more clean. What you're saying makes sense.
I was also talking to like Drees about like the Caitlyn, um, like Lux and like Ezreal Karma lanes, and he's like, Caitlyn should just win.
Wait, you guys beat us, right?
We did.
On the Israel Karma side.
Yes, every time.
Yeah. So how does Caitlyn just win?
She
Just
has
play
like,
for the range?
yeah,
Okay.
and they don't get to poke if you play for range. Something like that.
Like if we play like in the wave close enough to where Caitlyn is hitting Ezreal, so she doesn't get hit by Karma for free. I could see it.
Anything else you want to watch from this game? I don't know any like Zyra
Um,
micro things, so I can't be as nitpicky as I can be with other champions.
no, I mean if you still have time, I would like to look at the Maokai game. I don't know. Let me see what time it is. It's already been like 45 minutes, so it's up to you. If you want to look at the Maokai game, maybe just the lane phase or something, or we could like
Yeah,
fast forward like lane phase and then team fights or objective really quick.
because I feel like I didn't really like, you know, give too much as much as I could have given. You know what I mean for that one? Because I just don't know enough.
Oh well, I thought you were giving me information like talking about saving my ward level 1, warding before the level 3 gank, or the level 3 gank comes in, stuff like that. Opportunity cost with my vision. I think the way that I place vision um, a lot of the time it's like, how do I explain? It's like a process of elimination. So maybe I don't always have to do that. Maybe
I
I can
mean,
just.
like even if it is process of elimination, you can get better elimination, right? If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. So for this lane, I think it's hard winning for Caitlyn Zyra. They're gonna
Mhm.
be able to get the shove and poke us, and if I ever press W and we don't kill them, I'm getting rooted and killed.
Mhm.
So it's very high risk, high reward. But even then, it's just losing in my opinion. So we knew that it was gonna be really hard to play this lane, and we wanted to play it for a mid jungle to be strong and carry.
The thing with like Maokai is like they don't get to plant bush because you can have like saplings, right? So maybe that's something that you have to consider like earlier. Like if you're not gonna have to leash, which you maybe you just set up your lane like, you know, sooner. Because you know
Yeah.
that they're gonna win because of range and they get to have the bush prio at the very beginning. But if you just like prepare for that, then you don't give them an opportunity to play like this.
Yeah, that makes sense. I held my skill point for a while because I wasn't sure if I needed or if I wanted to go WQ for the all-in level 2 or if I wanted E. Um, so then I got my E late. That makes a lot of sense though.
Yeah.
Because if we're playing for level 2, then I feel like WE isn't as good, but maybe level 3.
Because what you could have done is do the same thing that they did to you game one back on them for this game, right? Like, imagine or thinking about, like, what does Zyra Kalen want to do? Well,
Yeah, they're gonna shove so they could get ganked.
so you could, like, look for, like, a level 2 or level 3 gank from Graves, potentially, right? So that's because for a
Yeah,
fact they're gonna get, like, level 2 prio and the wave will shoved into you.
yeah, that makes sense. I think Cannon said he wanted to vertical topside. So we knew that he wanted to play vertical away from us. And then he noticed that Gragas didn't vertical back. He invaded Gragas on his blue, and then he just farmed his spot camps. So here, I wanted to be tethered closer to W Flash for the gank, but I was also communicating I want to get level 3. And then I think Cannon said they saw him or something, so he was just gonna go.
Yeah, so maybe, like, since you don't have your main engage tool anymore, that's you gotta wait for that. Well, I guess he does. Or maybe you can consider, like, hey, when do you hit 3? Well, that's like this, right? So
Yeah,
maybe
pretty soon. Yeah.
you can tell him, hey, like, we're not quite 3 yet. Can you, like, either wait or come back early, come back later? Because you know that Zyra went to ward, like,
Yeah.
earlier, I think. Went to ward,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. I
here.
think. I think.
And there's not an opportunity right now, right? Unless if
Uh,
you
I
I
could
don't think
walk
so.
right at them, and I have to like juke the Zyra E, and then they have to stay, and then Graves. Yeah, it's pretty forced, right? It's just really forced.
Yeah, so you just save your jungler's time by telling him, like, hey, just go back to clear and you can look again after maybe a camp or something. We'll let you know, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because you don't really get anything, right? They don't flash either. And you know that if Gragas wasn't topside, then he's spot side, right?
Yeah, with Gragas being there and us being level 2, they're level 3. It seemed like if Gragas counter ganked that, it could have been really, really bad.
Yeah. Because if he's not topside by process of elimination, he has to be bot.
Yeah.
Okay, nice one. Is it because
Yeah.
she's, like, chunked and she queued?
Yeah, she uses her Q and gives us an opening. And I think we were communicating that we could all in 2v2 if they give us the range.
And making sure she doesn't freeze. Okay, you give Ezreal the opportunity to leave. Could have based sooner, but because we took a few extra steps into our jungle. To make sure you're safe, that's another thing. But if you know that you're safe, then we can just go.
Yeah, I have a habit of always being like certain my base will finish. I don't like it to be canceled because then it feels awful with my tempo. But I guess if my tempo's messed up, that means so is Zyra's.
Uh,
This was really bad. I was griefing. I just need to walk back. I just need to walk back to lane here. I'm just missing XP, and I can never ever walk back in here. So
yeah, this wave
yeah.
is really big because you know that it's going to be big, right? So we can walk here, we can do this stuff, but then we need to go straight bot. But this is not a ganking opportunity because you're going to be walking into their wave right now, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you'll be fighting in their wave. Your cannon died. They have a cannon, and their next wave is coming too, because that's a whole wave plus another wave. So
Yeah,
you
I knew
just
there
walk
was no
back,
gank. I knew there was no gank. I don't know if I was just trying to like
like greedy or
call.
something.
Yeah, I was just being greedy about it. And then I said, okay, I can't walk here. I gotta leave.
Yeah,
And then,
even if
oh yeah,
Graves comes, it's not a play because you're forcing Ezreal to make a choice to farm this wave or follow up on your engage, which may not work.
yeah. I think I might have been asking for Talia ult, but Ezreal would lose a lot of farm going for it, so it's not really worth. I mean, we would get the dragon after too, but Talia's low mana.
But is it like worth an entire 2 waves plus cannon?
Yeah, probably not. Because we could just wait, right? Like
You could
Talia
just
could
do it
just,
later, right? You can do it
yeah,
anytime,
yeah. Then I think I said here, just give the dragon because it's just one dragon. It's not that big of a deal.
right? So you go here, you help him shove the wave. Like you just ward it if you can. Can't? Maybe you ask. Like maybe you just put a sapling beside her or something. I don't know. And then you help him clear the wave. And in this case, and in this time, right? Then you get to walk together, and Ezreal doesn't miss anything because the wave would be shoved, right? And then now you get to walk together over here, and the Caitlyn has to clear the wave. And then you're together here on this at this time with Talia. Because that was just a wave shove, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
You saw Gragas go topside.
Oh yeah, I think so. My AD was communicating. We could fight, and I said I don't have flash, so it's kind of hard to just walk up. And I said I could just hex flash at them, but I have to be in the bush, so
So now you don't know where Gragas is, so he came back bot.
yeah. Gragas just revealed himself on bot vision for some reason, and then I said I would match Zyra for the heralds. I tried to cancel her base, but it didn't go through. So then I said I would walk up because Caitlyn might reset and run to the heralds. I wasn't sure if Caitlyn would actually do it, but I feel like if she did, it was tough. So I just walk up and then I reset. I asked if we could make a play top, and then they said no because Sion's too tanky. So I'm like, okay, I base.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Hello, Gragas. Your Ezreal just needs to stop getting autoed for free, I guess.
Yeah,
Right? Because he can take this from back here. This looks kind of free.
yeah. I think I didn't see the opportunity until after I already hit the blast cone away. I guess I don't know. I felt like
If I'm on red side, I typically I can keep this plant up, right?
oh yeah, I think I wanted to deny Gragas from using it actually, because I like hit it in his face like while he was standing there. So I just wanted to hit it so he didn't have the option of like blast plant behind us and then have E and R.
To complete this.
Must have been like recently. Talia R got messed up. We still get the combo.
Oh, I have clicked that. We could like base. Is there what is there for? I mean, like, you could choose to. I mean, what is this? I guess you're choosing to
Get
try and
the
get as
third
many
plate.
plates as possible.
Yeah.
I don't know if that does anything. If you like, like since you don't do that much damage to towers, and it increases resistance, you'll have to do some math on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure because I know I was proxying the wave for the second plate or the plate before it, so I don't know if I was close enough to trigger the resistance buff or debuff or whatever. My R was not that good. At least we knew he wasn't running away though. And then this is kind of scary, but we just get it.
I think if you can stand, like, maybe we just like keep our abilities up since we see them coming from a while back.
Um,
Right here, where we see them walking, beelining.
yeah,
So we can, because we see like multiple people beelining over here, like not even caring about the wave. So we can tell our team, like, hey, thumbs up, and we keep our ability. Like, sure, they don't know, or we could have gotten the plant earlier, and then we're just back on this bush a lot faster. And just to like be a body, right?
yeah, that makes sense.
And then we get greedy, and this happens, which we don't need to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, I will say I communicated that we shouldn't fight this. Like we should reset.
Yeah, which is why we're not going to talk about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I'm going to continue. Moving on. Okay. Uh, okay. We just, what are we doing here? Did we recall together? Do they need to buy anything? They have
Um,
money. They can buy things.
yeah, I told them I need to base. I have Abyssal Mask on base.
Okay, right here, you shove wave, you base, you base. You base together when you base. Okay? And then you tell them to keep the herald. I assume that we have it for a little longer, right? We have time for it. We keep the herald. We base together at this time. And then we're on the map together. And then at this time, since they're clearing the wave, we get to walk up together where you are, get to clear the wave, and then we walk together into their jungle to sweep for wards and clear out vision, and then the Drake is ours. Because how are they supposed to walk into us? I mean, yeah, sure, they get to walk into us, but then you just like press R, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you just tell them, like, after you get Herald, like every time, like, sure, leading up to it, and especially after you've gotten it, you want to, like, say what you're using or ask them what they're using the Herald for, right? So then we waste the Herald on mid, and, like, the Herald is supposed to, like, help us get, like, prio and creates a situation where we have to force, like, make the enemy choose a decision that is not beneficial to them in either choice. So it's like creating a lose-lose
Yeah,
situation.
right. You wanna use the pressure of the heralds with the pressure of you taking dragon at the same time.
Yeah, and plus, like, Herald is like free mid prio. So imagine
Yeah,
if
that
you
makes sense.
used it here, right? And then you got to like walk into river for free, and then Telia gets flank angle, and you get the Drake because you get there first, and their only engage is like, I mean, Sion could R, but that's really telegraphed. And then Corky, if he goes in, I'm sure you can kill him, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't think he had his package available. Or did he? I don't know.
Let's see.
Oh
This
yeah, he
one,
does. Yeah, he does. I think we said it was like halfway through at this point.
and then they saw Talia because we didn't clear wards, and she got picked.
Yeah.
And then somehow this team fight doesn't go to shit because Israel Smurfs, as I recall.
Um,
Oh no, they
I think
just
it was the
backed
next. It
off.
was the next. It was the next one.
But that team
Yeah,
fight would have turned out entirely different.
it was hard for us because of the Corky package. Like we didn't want to really walk into the river together. So I'm not sure like if you have any uh I don't know like a rule or just general advice about fighting Corky with his package up because it's like
Like
I
as
don't know.
long as you're
Yeah.
not like super corridored and not clumped, like the river is a big place. The only part that the river isn't a big place is the choke points here and here, right? So if you're just like sitting, if you just have Ezreal mid, right, you can hold on to like Herald and stuff, right? If you just have Ezreal mid, go back at this timestamp, go forward a little bit, right? You recall, you're walking together, you get this wave because they would have shoved it. You get this wave, and you're like walking already with like Graves or something to like, or even Talia, because her wave is shoved, she can leave at any time to like go to the river together and just deny vision because if like Corky goes in without vision, he doesn't know where he's going to go, right? And if he like gets a 5-man, then that's your problem, right? If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Because then you would have started scanning, because you would have walked maybe this way, right? Started scanning. Here, you would have seen this ward, and I don't think they would have TP, but if they did TP, you're like already piecing out, right? You're walking back, and then you're like tethering mid, and you force them to either back off and give you like access to the river through Herald, or they just lose mid if they continue to push their way into the Dragon Pit. And if they do push into Dragon Pit, you can just surround them and kill them post Dragon or take mid inhib.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I kind of want to see how I played this fight too, actually, because I don't quite remember. I think. Okay, yeah. So I hit him away, and I'm just basically spamming saplings.
There just needed to be more of you together and Graves not to be clearing jungle at this time.
Oh, you know what? I think Graves said that he was too low and wanted to lifesteal off of his camp because he has Gore Drinker Omnivamp. So that's why he did that. Because he got chunked out, I think.
Where
Uh, let's see. Probably here. Yeah.
we can also hit wave.
Yeah.
Because he could also hit wave, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And if they continue to push mid, and he doesn't get to heal off wave, then that gives you and more opportunity to like, you know, clear vision with Talia if they're like showing like 3 or if they're like hitting waves. You know what I mean? Because then if Zyra and Caitlyn are hitting wave, then it'll just be like, and like Corky's there too. Otherwise, I don't think you'd be like super threatened by them, right? If there's not a bodyguard with them.
Yeah, makes sense.
And the moment they back off, then you can heal off the wave and then um, do the things that you're meant to do.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I think this fight is where Ezreal smurfs.
This one.
Yeah, I think so.
We were talking in chat how he was supposed to die like at least 2 times that fight.
Oh,
or something. Oh, okay.
oh here, yeah.
Get the Drake. We don't see its HP, but that's okay. Moving on. Baron time. Mid prio walk with team. Oh my gosh, we're finally doing that. What a crazy concept. And
I got playing to zone.
what a crazy concept. Thoughts? Get mid wave together, walk in together, and then get Drake together or Baron together.
It felt pretty good. I mean, we lost mid tower, but I think it's a pretty good trade. Mid tower for Baron.
Yeah. And then we use Baron somewhat together. Obviously. And
Yeah,
then
we didn't see the stopwatch.
I didn't see anything. And then it's like something you can communicate because like Gragas will want to like flank, right? So like maybe like
Yeah,
yeah, you drop the thingy, it grants you vision.
I think I was
So you're
saying,
watching for Gragas.
yeah, I said watch for Scion and the flank or whatever. I
Clear the
said
ward
something.
together. Yep. Ward over wall if you need to. Okay, we got inhib together. We leave together. Now dragon spawning. Mid prio together. Mid prio together. Mid prio together.
Wait, can you
And
pause it
ward
actually?
together. Yes.
So, I was calling for mid priority, and my team was responding, we have super minions, so we don't need to. And I'm like, well, if we're pushing mid with super minions, we're threatening to end the game, and they have to come.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not saying
so
to walk
you can
all the
go
way down.
like it's fine. Like I mean, I think you just go like if you have supers, which I forgot about, you just go like bot together.
Okay,
In my
so we don't
opinion.
have to go. We don't have to go mid, like even for one wave, and then walk through like river to bot.
I think this wave is already like I think it's fine to just like go bot.
Okay, that's good
Because
to know.
then at this point of the time, they're not walking any further, right? They're not pushing this wave. So then you could just like go straight, like bot together here. Like, right? Because this wave is already like here. Like, I guess you can clear one wave, but it's like basically already pretty much gone by the time that you get there. So like maybe you can send one person to like clear the wave, and then everybody else goes like bot or something.
That makes sense.
Stopwatch broken item.
Yep.
And then the game is over.
Yep.
But just do things together because you're a team. Basically, prio and wave together, whichever wave, and then ward together, and then take the objective together.
Makes sense. Do you think I played the objective fights okay as Maokai, or was there anything that you noticed to do different? I mean, I just
Um,
basically want to, like, I want to posture. I want to press my R either to deny the opponent or counter engage on them. I don't really want to use it to engage unless it's the only way, to be honest. I like to use it in the middle of the fight because then everyone's position is kind of locked.
yeah. So like, I think for the most part, you played it well. It's just like comp wise things where you have to be more assertive, right? I know that you communicate and that you like call for things, but like be more assertive, right? Because I don't know if I don't really listen to comms, but like don't say the word I think or like we should. You just say like this is what's happening, right? And if someone is not doing what they're supposed to be doing, you like call them out and be like, hey, like do this. I need you to do this,
Okay.
right? Like for example, when they didn't recall on the same time you did, if you remember where I was talking about
Yeah.
that, like
Yeah.
this
When
part
I got my
here.
item.
Yeah, it's just like you tell them we're gonna like recall together. Like recall right now with me. Like sync your recall with me. Like recall with me. Or like even before that, you'd be like, hey, we're gonna use Herald for mid prio for this Drake. So I need wards. Recall with me. Or it's like I need wards. I need vision. Base. Just say like base. And if they're not basing, just be like, hey, like base. And then you tell them what you're gonna do and what they need to do to help you do what you need to do.
Okay, I'll try. I try not to like micromanage my teammates that hard. Like I try not to like play their character for them. But I guess if they're doing something that is wrong, I should just be like, stop that. Like, don't do that.
I think like it's not necessarily like micromanaging. It's just like pointing out something like macro, and maybe they're like everyone autopilots to some degree, right? Like you should be autopiloting during your games. Um in a sense where you're doing your critical tasks, right? And you give more mental real estate to do other critical tasks, right? So maybe they're just like, you know, like they'll autopilot the wrong thing at the wrong time, and you're just like, hey, reminding them to bring it back into their mental real estate and be like, hey, like, you know, just to like bring it back, you like open back the folder back up and be like, hey, like this is what needs to happen. And like I'm pretty sure they'll be like, sure, they might say sometimes that they disagree with you, but like the team acknowledges that you are the shot caller post 14, and if they don't listen to you, that's an Ostrowski conversation.
Okay,
It's not like you're
that
being
makes
mean
sense.
to them or anything, right? You're just saying this is the call, and if we're not listening to my call, um then it's like well, obviously you're saying it in a way that's not disrespectful, right? Then if they're not listening,
Yeah.
then it's you're not growing together as a team, because you gotta like, if you like, at least if you make mistakes together, you learn something. But if you don't do the same thing and aren't on the same page, you don't really learn as much as you can be learning when you make a call together, even if it is wrong. At least there's something to talk about.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, and if they're gonna be like angry or whatever, then that's a conversation. And if they need to be removed from the team, they're removed from the team, right? Because that's unacceptable to like,
Oh yeah, I wasn't saying they would be
yeah,
angry at me. I was just saying it's not my first instinct to try to like do that, but
yeah,
definitely makes sense.
yeah. Just yeah. I know sometimes I'm not assertive enough, but like it's your job, and the team acknowledges you and your job post 14.
Yep, makes sense.
Is there anything else you wanted to talk about or ask?
No, I think that pretty much covers it. I appreciate you filling in the session for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Did you want me to finish the homework thing with those games, or do you want me to finish with the um with the last series from last week, or even
Uh,
like a pro team or something, since we already
yeah, I
reviewed
think
these
we
games?
can do just like pick at least like one game. One is enough because you did like two already, basically, from like a pro game. Uh, you could either do it from. I know there's a great resource um here because it shows you the people's POV. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like ProView.
Yeah. Um, because it's sometimes helpful that I'm looking at people's like POV. That makes sense. Because I can see where they're looking at, like what they're looking at, how they're positioning their clicks and stuff like that. Share with us.
Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah. I think you actually linked this before. Yep. Okay, so I'll use this and then I'll choose a game and I'll let you know which game.
Sure.
All right, I appreciate it. Probably gonna get some food or something.